Proctor. I may have looked up. Abigail. You must. You're no wintry man, I know you, John. I know you. I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot dream but I wake and I walk about the house as though I'd find you coming through some door. Proctor. Child. Abigail. How do you call me a child? Proctor. Abby, I may think of you softly from time to time, but I will cut off my hand before I ever reach for you again. Wipe it out of your mind. We never touched Abby. Abigail. Aye, but we did. Proctor. Aye, but we didn't. Abigail. Oh, I marvel how such a strong man may let such a sickly wife be. Proctor. You'll speak nothing of Elizabeth. Abigail. She is blackening my name in the village. She is telling lies about me. She's a cold and snivelling woman, and you bend her. Let her turn you like a... Proctor. Do you look for a whipping? Abigail. I look for John Proctor, that took me from my sleep, put knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretense Salem was. I never knew the lying lessons I was taught by all these Christian women and their covenanted men. And now you bid me tear the light out of my eyes. I will not. I cannot. You loved me, John Proctor, and whatever sin it is, you love me yet. John, pity me, pity me. Betty? Proctor. What's she doing? Girl, what ails you? Stop that wailing. Paris. What happened? What are you doing to her? Betty! Abigail. She heard you singing, and suddenly she's up and screaming. Mrs. Putnam. The psalm, the psalm. You cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. Paris. No, God forbid it! Mercy, run to the doctor. Tell him what's happened here. Mrs. Putnam. Mark it for a sign. Mark it. Putnam. That is a notorious sign of witchcraft afoot, goody nurse. A prodigious sign. Mrs. Putnam. My mother told me of that. They cannot bear to hear the name of Paris. Rebecca, Rebecca. Go to her. We're lost. Just sure suddenly cannot bear to hear the Lord's... Rebecca. There's a hard sickness here, Giles Corey, so please to keep quiet. I've not said a word. No one here can testify I've said a word. Is she going to fly again? I hear she flies. Putnam. Man, be quiet now. Mrs. Putnam. Now what have you done? Paris. What do you make of it, Rebecca? Putnam. Good evening, nurse. Will you go to my roof and see if you can wake her? Rebecca. I think she'll wake in time. Pray calm your grand selves. I have 11 children, and I am 26 times a grandma, and I've seen them all through their silly seasons. And when it comes on them, they will run the devil bow-legged, keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wake in time. A child's spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still, and for love, it will soon itself come back. Proctor. Aye, that's the truth of it, Rebecca. Mrs. Putnam. This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered. Rebecca. She cannot eat, Rebecca. Perhaps she's not hungered yet. I hope you don't decide to go in search of loose spirits, Mr. Paris. I've heard promise of that outside Paris. A wide opinion's running in the parish that the devil may be among us, and I would satisfy them that they are wrong. Proctor. Then let you come out and call them wrong. Did you consult the wardens before you called the minister to look for devils? Paris. He is not coming to look for devils, Proctor. Then what's he coming for? Putnam. There be children dying in the village, mister. Proctor. I see none dying. The society will not be a bag to swing around your head, Mr. Putnam. Did you call a meeting before you? Putnam. I'm sick of meetings. Cannot the man turn his head without having a meeting? Proctor. He may turn his head, but not hell, not to hell. Rebecca. Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you'll best send Reverend Hale back as soon as he come. This will not set us to arguing again in this society, and we thought to have peace this year. I think we ought to rely on the doctor now. Good prayer, Mrs. Putnam. Rebecca, the doctor's baffled. Rebecca. If so he is, then let us go to the God for the cause of it. There's a prodigious danger in seeking of loose spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let's rather blame ourselves. And Putnam, how may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons. Putnam's seed have people in this province, and yet I have but 1 child of 8. And now she shrivels. Rebecca, I cannot fathom it. Mrs. Putnam, but I must. You think it's God's work that you should never lose a child, nor grandchild either, and I bury all but 1. There are wheels within wheels in this village, and fires within fires. Putnam, when Reverend Hale come, you will proceed to look for signs of witchcraft here. Proctor, you cannot command Mr. Paris. Proctor, you cannot command Mr. Paris. We vote by name in this society, not by acreage. Putnam, I never heard you worried so on this society, Mr. Proctor. Now, I do not think I saw you at 7 meetings since snow flew. Proctor, I have trouble enough without I come 5 miles to hear him preach only hellfire and bloody damnation. Take it at heart, Mr. Paris. There are many others who stay away from church these days because you hardly ever mention God anymore. Paris. Why, that's a drastic charge. Rebecca. Somewhat true. There are many that quail to bring their children. Paris. I do not preach for children. Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligations toward the ministry. Rebecca. Are there really those unmindful? I should say the better half of Salem. Literally Paris. I should say the better half of Salem village. Putnam. And more than that, Paris. Where is my wood? My contract provides I be supplied with all my firewood. I am waiting since November for a stick. And even in November, I had to show my frostbitten hands like some London beggar. Giles, you're allowed £6 a year to buy your wood, Mr. Paris. Paris, I regard that £6 as part of my salary. I'm paid little enough without I spend £6 on firewood. Proctor, the salary is £36. 60 plus 6 for firewood. Proctor. Paris, the salary is £66, Mr. Proctor. I'm not some preaching farmer with a book under my arm. I'm a graduate of Harvard College. Giles, I am well instructed in arithmetic. Paris, Mr. Corey, you will not look far for a man of my kind at £60 a year. I am not used to this poverty. I left a thrifty business in the Barbados to serve the Lord. I do not fathom it. Why am I persecuted here? I cannot offer 1 proposition, but there be a howling riot of argument. I have wondered if the devil be in it somewhere. I cannot understand you people otherwise. Proctor, Mr. Paris, you are the first minister ever to demand the deed to this house. Paris, man, don't a minister deserve a house to live in? Proctor, to live in, yes. But to ask ownership is like you shall own the meeting house yourself. The last meeting I were at, you spoke so long on the deeds and mortgages, I thought it were an auction. Paris, I want a mark of confidence is all. I am your 3rd preacher in 7 years. I don't wish to be put out like the cat whenever some majority feels the whim. You people seem to not comprehend that a minister is the Lord's man in the parish. A minister is not to be so lightly crossed and contradicted. Putnam, aye, Paris. There's either obedience or the church will burn like hell is burning. Proctor, can you speak of 1 minute without we land in hell again? I'm sick of hell. Paris, it is not for you to say what is good for you to hear. Proctor, I may speak my heart, I think. Paris, What are we, Quakers? We are not Quakers here yet, Mr. Proctor, and you may tell that to your followers, Proctor. My followers, Paris. There's a party in this church. I am not blind. There's a faction and a party, Proctor. Against you, Putnam. Against him and the whole authority, Proctor. Why then must I find it? Why then I must find it and join it, Rebecca. He does not mean that, Putnam. He confessed it now, Proctor. I mean it solemnly, Rebecca. I like not the smell of this authority, Rebecca. No, you cannot break charity with your minister. You are of another kind, John. Clasp his hands. Make your peace, Proctor. I have a crop to sow and lumber to drag home. What say you, Giles? Let's find the party. And say there's... He says there's a party. Giles. I've changed my opinion of this man, John. Mr. Paris, I beg your pardon. I never thought you had so much iron in you. Paris. Why, thank you, Giles. Giles. It's just to mind that all the trouble be among us all these years. Think on it. Wherefore is everybody suing everybody else? Think on it now. It's a deep thing, as dark as a pit. I have been 6 times in court this year. Proctor. 'Tis the devil's fault that a man cannot say you good morning without you clap him for defamation. You're old, Giles, and you're not hearing so well as you did. Giles. John Proctor, I've only last month collected £4 damages for you, publicly saying I burned the roof off your house, and I, Proctor, I never said no such thing, but I've paid you for it, so I hope I can call you death without charge. Now, come along, Giles, will help me drag my lumber home. Putnam. A moment, Mr. Proctor. What lumber is that you're dragging, if I may ask you? Proctor. My lumber. From out my forest, by the riverside, Putnam. Why, are we surely gone wild this year? What anarchy is this? The tract in my bounds. That tract is in my bounds. It is in my bounds, Mr. Proctor. Proctor. In your bounds? I bought that tract from Goody Nurse's husband 5 months ago. Putnam. He'd no right to sell it. It stands clear in my grandfather's will, all the line between the river and... Proctor. Your grandfather had a habit of willing land that never belonged to him. If I may say it plain, Giles. That's God's truth. He nearly willed away my north pasture, but he knew I'd break his fingers before I let him... Before he'd set his name to it. Let's get your lumber home, John. I feel a sudden will to work coming on. Putnam. You load 1 oak of mine and you'll fight to drag it home, Giles. Aye, and we'll win too, Putnam. This fool and I. Putnam. I'll have my men on you, Corey. I'll clap a writ on you. Hail. Pray you, someone take these. Paris. Oh, Mr. Hale, oh, it's good to see you again. Aye, they're heavy. Hale. It must be, they are weighted with authority. Paris. Well, you do come prepared. Hale. We shall need hard study if it comes down to tracking the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca, nurse? Rebecca. I am, sir. Do you know me? Hale. It's strange. I knew you, but I suppose you look as such a good soul should. We have all heard of your great charities in Beverley, Paris. Do you know this gentleman, Mr. Thomas Putnam and his good wife Anne? Hale. Putnam? I had not expected such a distinguished company, sir. Putnam. It does not seem to help us today, Mr. Hale. We look to you to come to our house and save our child. Hale. Your child ails too? Mrs. Putnam. Her soul seems flown away. She sleep, and yet she walks. Putnam. She cannot eat. Hale. Cannot eat? Do you men have afflicted children? Paris. No, these are farmers. John Proctor? Giles. You don't believe in witches. Proctor. I never spoke on witches, one way or the other. Will you come, Giles? Giles. No, no, John. I think not. I've some few queer questions of my own to ask this fellow. Proctor. I've heard you to be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I hope you leave some of it in Salem. Paris. Will you look at my daughter, sir? She has tried to... Let's go back a bit. Next song. I'm here to do what's best for Salem. I'm the Reverend of Beverly. I'm here to do what's best for Salem. My mission is so heavenly. And if Sir Paris says there's witches, there must be witches, there must be witches, there must be witches in this town. As you did what's best for Salem, I don't believe there are witches here. You say you're doing what's best for Salem, because all it seems to do is spread fear. And if Sir Paris says there's witches, there must be witches, there must be witches, there must be witches in this town. Look, I'll find this witch and I'll make her snitch on who else is the devil's bitch. I'll find the witches in this town, in this town. I'll find the witches in this town, in this town. I'm here to do what's best for Salem. I'm the Reverend of Beverly. I'm here to do what's best for Salem. My mission is so heavenly. And if Paris says there's witches, there must be witches, there must be witches, there must be witches in this town. I'm here to do what's best for Salem. I'm the Reverend of Beverly. I'm here to do what's best for Salem. My mission is so heavenly. So you're doing what's best for Salem. I don't believe there are witches here, 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 here. I'm here to do what's best for Salem. Salem, 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 Salem. I should have did the Paris, but tries to fly. Putnam. She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name, Mr. Hale. That's a sure sign of witchcraft afloat. Hale. No, no. Now, let me instruct you. You cannot look to the superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are definite as stone. And I must tell you all that I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me should I find no bruise of hell upon her. Paris. It is agreed, sir, it is agreed. We will abide by your judgment. Hale. Good then. Now, sir, what were your first wording of this strangeness? Paris. Right, sir, I discovered her and my niece and 10 or 12 of the other girls dancing in the forest last night. Hale. You permit dancing? Oh, no, it was Paris. No, it was secret. Putnam. Mrs. Putnam. Mr. Paris's slave has knowledge of conjuring, sir. Paris. You cannot be sure of that, goody Anne. Mrs. Putnam. I know it, sir. I sent my child. She should learn from Tituba who murdered her sisters. Rebecca. Goody Anne. You sent a child to conjure up the dead? Mrs. Putnam. Let God blame me, not you. Not you, Rebecca. I will not have you judging me any more. Is it a natural work to lose 7 children before they live a day? Paris. Shh. Hale. 7 children, 7 dead in childbirth? Mrs. Putnam. Aye. Paris. What book is that? Mrs. Putnam. What's there, sir? Hale. Here is all the invisible words, caught, defined, and calculated. In these books the devil stands, stripped of all his brute disguises. Here are all your familiar spirits, your incubi and succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, and by sea, your wizards of the night and of the day. Have no fear now, we shall find him out, if he has come among us. I mean to crush him utterly, if he has shown his face. Rebecca. Will it hurt the child, sir? Hale. I cannot tell. If she is truly in the devil's grip, we may have to rip and tear to get her free. Rebecca. I think I'll go then. I'm too old for this. Paris. Why, Rebecca, we must open up and the boil of all our troubles today. Rebecca. Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir. Paris. Hope you not mean we go with Satan here. Rebecca. I wish I knew. Putnam. Come on, Mr. Hale. Let's get on. Sit you here. Giles. Mr. Hale, I always wanted to ask a learned man what signifies the reading of strange books. Hale. What books? Giles. I cannot tell. She hides them. Hale. Who does this? Giles. Martha, my wife. I've waked at night many a time and found her in the corner reading of a book. Now what do you make of that? Hale. Why, that's not necessarily. Giles. It discomforts me. Last night, mark this. I tried and tried, and could not say my prayers. And then she closed the book and walked out of the room, and suddenly, mark this, I could pray again. Hale. The stoppage of prayer. That is strange. I'll speak further on that with you, Giles. I'm not saying she touched the devil now, but I'd admire to know what books she reads and why she hides them. She'll not answer me, you see, Hale. Aye, we'll discuss it. Now, mark me. If the devil is in her room, you will witness some frightful wonders in this room. So please, to keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Now, Betty, dear, will you sit up? Can you hear me? I am John Hale, Reverend of Beverley. I've come to help you. Dear, do you remember my two little girls in Beverley? Paris. How can it be the devil? Why would he choose my house to strike? We have all manner of licentious people in the village, Hale. What victory would it be the devil have to win a soul already bad? It is the best the devil wants. And who is better than a minister? Giles. That's deep, Mr. Paris. Deep, deep. Paris. Betty. Answer, Mr. Hale. Betty. Hale. Does someone afflict you, child? It need not be a woman, mind you, or a man. Perhaps some bird invisible to others when it comes to you. Perhaps a pig, a mouse, or any beast at all. Is there some figure bird bids you fly? In nomine Domini sabus sui filique iti adem furios. Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing with her in the forest? Why, common dancing is all. Paris. I think I ought to say that I saw a kettle in the grass. They were dancing. Abigail. That were only soup. Hale. What sort of soup were in the kettle, Abigail? Abigail. Why, it were beans and lentils, I think, and... Hale. Mr. Paris? You did not notice, did you, any living thing in the kettle? A mouse, perhaps? A spider? A frog? Paris. I do believe there was some movement in the soup. Abigail. That jumped in. We never put it in. Hale. What jumped in? Abigail. Why, a very little frog jumped. Paris. A frog, Abby. Hale. Abigail. It may be your cousin is dying. Did you call the devil last night? Abigail. I never called them. Tituba. Tituba. Paris. She called the devil? Hale. I should like to speak with Tituba. Paris. Gideon, will you bring her up? Hale. How did she call him? Abigail. I know not. She spoke Barbados. Hale. Did you feel any strangeness when she called him? A sudden cold wind, perhaps? A trembling below the ground? Abigail. I didn't see no devil. Betty. Wake up. Betty. Betty. Hale. You cannot evade me, Abigail. Did your cousin drink any of the brew in that kettle? Abigail. She never drank it. Hale. Did you drink it? Abigail. No, sir. Hale. Did Tituba ask you to drink it? Abigail. She tried, but I refused. Hale. Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer? Abigail. I never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I'm a proper girl. She made me do it. She made Betty do it. Tituba. Abby. Abigail. She makes me drink blood. Paris. Blood? Mr. Putnam. My baby's blood? Tituba. No, no, chicken blood. I give she chicken blood. Hale. Woman, have you enlisted these children for the devil? Tituba. No, no, sir. I don't trust no devil. Hale. Why can she not wake? Are you silencing this child? Tituba. I love Betty. Hale. You have sent your spirit upon this child, have you not? You gathering souls with the devil? Abigail. She sent her spirit on me in church. She makes me laugh at prayer. Paris. She have often laughed at prayer. Abigail. She come with me every night to go and drink blood. Tituba. You beg me to conjure. She beg me make charm. Abigail. Don't lie. She comes up to me while I'd sleep. She's always making me dream corruptions. Tituba. Why you say that, Abby? Abigail. Sometimes I wake and I find myself standing in the open doorway, not a stitch on my body. I always hear her laughing in my sleep. I hear her singing Barbados songs, tempting me with Tituba. Mr. Reverend, I never. Hale. Tituba. I want you to wake this child. Tituba. I have no power on this child, sir. Hale. You most certainly do. You will free her from it now. When did you compact with the devil? I don't compact with no devil. Paris. You will confess yourself, or I will take you out and whip you to death, Tituba. Putnam. This woman must be hanged. She must be taken and hanged. Tituba. No, no, don't hang Tituba. I tell him. I don't desire to work for him, sir. Paris. The devil? Hale. Then you saw him. Now, Tituba, I know that when we bind ourselves to hell, it's very hard to break with it. We are going to help you tear yourself free. Tituba. Mr. Reverend, I do believe someone else bewitching these children. Hale. Who? Tituba. I don't know, sir, but the devil's got numerous witches. Hale. Tituba, look into my eyes. Come, look into me. You would be a good Christian woman, would you not, Tituba? Tituba. Aye, sir, a good Christian woman. Hale. And you love these little children. Tituba. Oh yes, sir. I don't desire to hurt these little children. Hale. And you love God, Tituba. Tituba. I love God with all my being. Hale. Now, in God's holy name, Tituba, bless him, bless him. Hale. And to his glory, Tituba, eternal glory. Bless him, bless God. Hale. Open yourself, Tituba. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine on you. Tituba. Oh, bless the Lord. Hale. When the devil come to you, does he ever come with another person? Perhaps another person's village. Someone you know. Paris. Who came with him? Putnam. Sarah Good. Did you ever see Sarah Good with him? Or Osborne? Paris. Was it a man or a woman came with him? Tituba. Man or woman? Was woman. Paris. Was woman. A woman, you said. What woman? Tituba. It was black, dark and I. Paris. You could see him. Why could you not see her? Tituba. They was always talking. They was always running around and carrying on. Paris. I mean, out of Salem? Salem witches! Tituba. I believe so, yes, sir. Hale. You must have no fear to tell us who they are. Do you understand? We will protect you. The devil can never overcome a minister. You know that, do you not? Tituba. Aye, sir, oh, I do. Hale. You've confessed yourself to the witchcraft, and speak a wish to come to heaven's side, and we will bless you, Tituba. Tituba. Oh, God bless you, Mr. Hale. Hale. You are God's instrument. Put in our hands and discover the devil's agents among us. You are selected, Tituba. You are chosen to help us cleanse our village. So speak, utterly. Tituba, turn your back on him and face God. Face God, Tituba. God will protect you, Tituba. Oh God, protect Tituba, Tituba. Hale. Who came with you to the devil? 2, 3, 4? How many? Tituba. There was 4. There was 4. Paris. Who? Their names. Their names. Tituba. Oh, how many times he bid me kill you, Mr. Paris. Paris. Kill me? Tituba. He say Mr. Paris must be killed. Mr. Paris, no goodly man. Mr. Paris, mean man. No gentleman. And he bid me rise out my bed and cut your throat. But I tell him, no, I don't hate that man. I don't want to kill that man. But he say, you work for me, Tituba, and I make you free. I give you pretty dress to wear. I put you way high up in the air, and you gonna fly back to Barbados. And I say, you lie, devil, you lie. And then he come and one stormy night to me, he say, look, white people belong to me. And I look, and there was Goody Good, Paris. Sarah Good, Tituba. Aye, sir. Goody Osborne. Mrs. Putnam. I knew it. Goody Osborne were won me 3 times. I begged you, Thomas, did I not? I begged you not to call Osborne because I feared her. My baby's always shriveled in her hands. Hale. Take courage. You must give us their names. How can you bear to see this child suffering? Look at her, Tituba. Look at her God-given innocence. Her soul is so tender. We must protect her, Tituba. The devil is out and preying on her like a beast upon the flesh of a pure lamb. God will bless you for your help. Abigail. I want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I danced for the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. I go back to Jesus. I kiss his hand. I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil. Betty. I saw George Jacobs with the devil. I saw Goody Howe with the devil. Paris. She speaks! She speaks! Hill. Glory to God, it is broken. They are free. Betty. I saw Martha Bellows with the devil. Abigail. I saw Goody Cibber with the devil. Putnam. The marshal. I'll call the marshal. Betty. I saw Alice Barrow with the devil. Hill. Let the marshal bring irons. Abigail. I saw Goody Hawkins with the devil. Betty. I saw Goody Bibber with the devil. Abigail. I saw Goody Booth with the devil. There comes the last song of Act 1. Come on, Tituba, tell us why you're working for the devil. Tell us now and you might even get something like a medal. Did he appear to you in the form of an animal? Hey now, no need to cry, we are all very rational. You will... Will confess or I will whip you to your death. Hurry up now because I'm starting to roll on in breath. Oh, you've confessed, well I guess that you should be hanged. It seems that I'm well prepared, I've got a very good plan. I love God, I want to go back to Jesus, I kiss his hand. I'm hoping that since I confess, they'll understand. Pretty sure that if I keep playing this, I can take control. I saw Goody Hawkins with the devil, she sold her soul. It's Betty. I saw the girl with the devil, she sold her soul. I saw Goody Booth with the devil, she sold her soul. There's the devil, and I see Goody. There is the devil, and I see Goody. There is the devil, Goody, 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 Goody. Curtains. End of Act 1. Now